Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show. Welcome to Input Junkie. It's been a while since we've done one, but here we are live at the Blue Box in Elgin. That's right, it's another live at the Blue Box. I am Rob Southgate with a little bit of an under-the-weather voice, if you can't tell. With me is...
Martha Southgate.
Kathleen Mao.
Molly Southgate.
Yeah, so it's me and three ladies.
Hanging with the ladies.
So tonight's subject, we are talking, this is, Input Junkie, the way this works normally is what we do is we talk about our three favorite inputs each from the week. And an input, what we mean by that is a movie, TV, book, comic, whatever.
Music.
Music. Whatever you put in, a sandwich, whatever you put in is an input. But tonight, we're going to actually focus because we are about a week away from Thanksgiving. And sometimes on Input Junkie, we take a subject, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're doing Thanksgiving. We're talking memories, favorite TV shows, movies, all that kind of stuff. So why don't we jump into this thing? Did you have some trivia you want to do to get us kicked off?
I do have some trivia.
Mom, could I read the trivia?
You're not going to be able to read my writing. It's a mess.
Why do you do that?
So that I get to read the questions.
That's right.
If I'm the only one who can read it.
All right,
it's
Martha.
It's a win-win. All right. I'm asking the audience here. How many turkeys do you think are sold for Thanksgiving celebrations in the U.S. in a year?
Shout it out. 2,000 million. I don't think that's an answer.
Okay, anybody else? You're not there yet.
30 million. $1.
All right.
Is it over or under?
Maria got the closest with 140 million. It's actually double that, 280 million turkeys just sold for Thanksgiving. That is only in the U.S. Not Canada, because Canada does celebrate Thanksgiving, but a couple weeks later.
But they eat a roasted badger.
But it's not there. No, they're not counted in that.
Gross.
Okay.
They stuff it with Molson, too.
Okay, the heaviest turkey that was ever raised was how many pounds?
Hey. Fat Albert.
580.
You are not allowed to guess. You're up here on the podcast.
I'm allowed to guess.
580? Wrong. Back to school.
Of turkey?
17
Wait,
pounds.
who said 350? Okay. That would feel very sad for that 300-pound turkey.
Can you imagine?
Okay, what did you say, Maria? 80. Once again, she's the closest.
Okay,
86.
Here's the clue. When Maria gives an answer, everybody go right around that.
Just double it.
Maria, are you from the Turkey Association of America?
She is. So 86 pounds. This turkey clearly had a glandular problem. All right, how many days did the first Thanksgiving celebration last? That would be one heck of a party.
Do you know what's funny? I guessed that same thing earlier. I
That's
just
sad,
said 12.
Israel. That's sad that you... Oh, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
What did you say, ma'am? 3 it is.
Ma'am. That's my mom.
I gave her a ma'am. All right, who can tell me what a turducken is? Turkey inside of a chicken inside of a turkey.
Oh,
Okay.
that sounds great.
duck inside of turkey.
A what?
Cornish hen inside of a duck inside of a turkey.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know there was this thing in Wired? They showed how the turducken, everyone thinks that's something now. Like, oh, people make these turduckens. But this actually goes way back. And there was a recipe that was found that was, oh, Maria knows about this. What did it have? Like 17 animals all the way down to a quail egg. Pandora's box. I want that on the menu at the Blue
Ruth,
Box.
we needed John here tonight to talk to us about that.
I'm sure he's had it, but he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's crazy, and it's everything. There's like weird stuff. There's like, it's not just fowl. It's like, there's like a elk in there.
It sounds
and
foul.
a kid, and it's just weird.
Kid.
Yeah.
My sister makes a turducken every year, and this year she is wrapping the turducken in bacon.
I want to eat it.
She saw that on Pinterest, and Molly would like to eat it. And
Because
she
it has
will.
bacon wrapped around it.
Yes.
I thought that was a turkey.
What? One of the amazing ones she made also. I just want to highlight this one. For the stuffing, because what you do is you put stuffing between the layers. That's how it stays. I mean, it's so juicy.
Well,
from
you
the,
debone each of the birds.
Hey, it's a family show. It's got stuffing in between, and she used White Castles chopped up as the stuffing, and everyone went, "Wow, white trash turducken," and it was amazing because it's just salty meat and onions, right? Delicious. 5 stars.
Okay.
I'm the food critic for the Tribune, in case you didn't know.
Let's talk about some Thanksgiving memories.
Oh, you know what? I got another one about the turducken.
no, he's
I
still
love
going on.
turduckens.
Why do you keep talking about food?
Because it's about Thanksgiving. What
Yeah.
else is Thanksgiving
So-
if it's not about food?
I used to be the guy that did pig roasts for this catering company. And I'd be the
Tell
guy that'd be
about
out
the
there, and
guy
I'd get to
with the
carve
pig on
it,
his
and I'd
head
get the
running
best
around.
part. There's a part that's really awesome on there that, unless you're the guy carving the turkey, the pig, no one ever tastes it. It's a little rib meat. Oh, so good. So anyway, I had a guy that came up to me and he goes, "Hey, this is when we were in Minneapolis." He's like, "Hey, if you ever get to Chicago, we do a pig roast that is legendary." And I said, "Oh, what's different?" And he said, "My buddy makes 2 turduckens and shoves them in the pig." Oh, imagine.
So it's pig turducken.
Yes.
Pit turducken.
That sounds like a sci-fi movie channel, doesn't it? Or channel movie. Yeah, it's the fat from the pig gets all the way through. Oh, I want that on the Blue Box menu. All right, I'm done about turduckens.
All right, let's talk about some memories.
I don't have any.
You don't have any Thanksgiving memories because you're only 7,
You're
right?
young, but you have some memories. What's your favorite food at Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Turkey. All right.
Not the
Giant
desserts.
turkey leg.
Now, do you like the
A
white
giant
meat
turkey.
or the dark meat?
You
I don't know.
You don't care, right?
Kind of a mix, huh?
I don't know which one.
It's whatever you get served on your plate. That's what you like the best, right? Yeah.
Okay, I have I can't remember too many Thanksgivings. I've blacked most of them out, but
They were too
but I
dark.
remember having about 50 people at our house, and the sinks backed up, and we could only wash the dishes in the bathtub, and so we had a factory line going to the bathroom. And my mom had to clean the tub, and then we had to wash all the dishes in the bathtub. Which leads me to this factoid. The day after Thanksgiving is the plumber's busiest day of the year.
Because of
I
your
did
family.
not know that, but see, we needed them the
Yep.
next day, and there you go. So, do you have any favorite memories?
Favorite? You know what? I'm
Or least favorite?
tormented by the holiday. Like while I'm there, I'm having a great time. But I used to recently work for a retail company, and when I worked in the stores, we used to have to get up so early Friday morning after Thanksgiving. I'd have to get to the stores at like 3 in the morning.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst because we're there and putting signs on the racks for all the shoppers coming at like 4 a.m. or whatever it is. And pardon me, but still belching turkey from the night before. It hasn't even digested.
Well, trying to shake off the coma.
Yeah.
Pardon
Yeah.
turkey?
Yes.
I call that sweat and gravy.
Yeah. So that's one like, crazy freaky thing, every year that happened to me. And but I don't don't know. Some of the funnier ones was one time my mom left the giblet bag inside the turkey and cooked that in the stove. It was awesome. So there was like a light plastic smell in the air.
Oh,
It's fabulous.
It wasn't that paper bag. It was a plastic.
No, it was actually a plastic one. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
But that was good to laugh at her for several years afterwards.
Very
Yeah.
funny.
Did it taste
Yeah.
good?
Like plastic.
Do you have one?
Well, I was actually going to go off of that one. So Black Friday has become a big thing, and it didn't used to be a big thing. So it used to be, day after Thanksgiving, yeah, you had to go into work, but it was a normal work day, or you got the weekend off. Now, you got to be there at, like, ridiculous times. So I'm out of that world now, thank goodness.
Oh,
Yes.
yay.
Amen, brother. Yeah.
And the thing that makes me craziest is this whole thing about stores opening on Thanksgiving now. I mean, yeah, you're trying to make an extra buck. These people have lives. Give them a break,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I was working at an electronics store, and we had to do Black Friday, and it was when iPods had just come out. They were super hot, right? That's how old I am.
I
was
have
already,
an iPod.
yeah, I was.
His when he was a kid.
I was.
It was,
You were a kid.
he was like a
Molly's in a
35-year-old
cookie coma
kid.
over there. So,
What
okay,
the-
so they were giving away a thing. They had a thing in the paper where they had the iPod, and they were giving away a free. If you bought an iPod, you got free headphones, a free charger, like all this stuff, right? There were people lined up. This was at 5 in the morning. We all had to get there at like 4:30. We're all standing there. They wouldn't tell us what the deal was or anything. People are lined up outside to get a pair of stupid headphones, right?
Yeah.
And we're all standing in there like, what are we giving away? They didn't show us the ad. We're like, can somebody show us an ad? So finally they show us the operations manager comes out. He's got like 4. There had to be 70 people in line. Well, while supplies last, it was a bloodbath.
All right, now, and the flip side of that, how many times have you actually gone to a store on Friday morning because you had to have that thing?
Never.
Never?
No.
Never. We stopped at a Walmart one Black Friday because everyone was talking about Black Friday deals, and we're like, oh, well, let's go. And we ran in, and we were like, this doesn't make sense. And they had the Lord of the Rings Blu-rays for $5 each, and I went, okay, I'll walk out with $15 of Blu-rays. That's my whole Black Friday shopping experience.
I don't even
How about
remember
you?
that.
Have you gone and done it?
Yeah, you know what? A couple of companies they had some really good offers on like jewelry, and it depends on what I was shopping for family or whatever. But sometimes the deals were like too good to pass. And ironically, I would go into the store. You'd see people in there in their pajamas, their hair right out of bed, right, total bedhead, and probably not even toothbrushed, before they came in.
Not unlike me every day, but
so
right
you
now.
don't,
Sounds
you
like
don't,
me
you,
most of the
it's
time.
it's just like you're in the trenches. You don't look at anybody. You just have your card in your hand. You go for the item. You go directly to the register. Buy your stuff. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Does anybody have any funny Thanksgiving stories they want to share? Okay, Tatiana.
Come on up here. Come on, Tatiana. Let's hear it.
Yay.
This isn't really a good memory, it's just the earliest thing I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom gave birth to me on Thanksgiving. It's the earliest thing I remember. It was dark.
It was probably like, I don't know. My mom's side of the family was over for Thanksgiving, and one of my uncles made cranberry sauce, and I didn't know what it was, and I ate a ton of it, and I threw it up on the table.
Nice. On the table? Nice. Was it the jelly kind, or was it like a real?
The jelly kind, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That already kind of looks like it. So.
Yeah.
Gross. Did it have the rings still from the can? Because
Yeah.
in Martha's family, that's what they like to do is have the rings from the can in it.
Just my brother-in-law. Ruth, you like the rings?
Very good, Tatiana. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Okay.
Oh, we've got
Amy's
more
one.
memories. Good thing we're doing a Thanksgiving show.
Okay, so probably my best Thanksgiving ever is, that was maybe my second. No, my husband and I were trying to get pregnant for about 5 years, and we found out just before Thanksgiving that we were finally pregnant, which we'd been really believing for a long time. And then, so we spent like this 2-week period where nobody knew but us two that I was pregnant. And so we were trying to hold it off till Thanksgiving. So at Thanksgiving, we went around the family and everybody said what they were thankful for. And I was able to tell the family that I was pregnant. So that was just a really memorable.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That was Tatiana.
That was Israel? Oh, it's Tatiana. I was going to say it kind of went downhill when you got to it.
Right.
It's Israel, but
By
Tatiana,
Israel,
that's
it
a good
was like,
story.
been there, done that.
Yeah.
Anybody
Very
else?
good.
Maria's got one
Oh my
to share.
gosh.
Okay.
Look what this podcast turned into.
It's Old
We're
Home
gonna
Week.
We're gonna all hold hands in a minute here.
We're going to sing Kumbaya.
So after that lovely lady's story, it just goes straight downhill from there. Okay. And it starts as a Thanksgiving and turns into a very short Christmas story. So my family is full of Chevs.
Okay.
Chevs. And so the tradition is the day after Thanksgiving, we take all of the leftovers, doesn't matter if it's cheesecake, turkey, stuffing, whatever. And on top of our friend's apartment downtown on the roof, my cousins light up 2 giant fryers full of peanut oil, and they batter any and everything and fry it.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's the day after
What?
Thanksgiving deep fry party. It's awesome.
What?
Anything.
Wait, it's like, how do we get an
Snickers.
invitation to this?
Can
You
they
gotta come to
put-
Michigan?
Can they put a pig with a turducken inside in there?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So the same friend and my family,
Dad doesn't know what he's talking about.
where his apartment is, there is a shelter that I worked at for years, right across the street. So he has a lot of homeless people around that area. And Molly, probably earmuffs for a minute, but it's not that bad. But just a lot of people just wandering around all the time. So he would take all the donations from the Thanksgiving deep fry party, and on Christmas Eve he would go to the store and buy as many airline bottles of booze as he could, put on a Santa outfit, and hand them out to the homeless people.
Warm them up.
It was just, free booze. Merry Christmas to everybody.
And now you're a little warmer.
Yeah. It's like, just warm it up. It's just one day here.
Merry Christmas.
Your
Here's some
family knows.
cirrhosis.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're already.
Your
it's
family
okay.
knows how to party.
Yeah, they're predisposed.
I am going to be thinking about those deep fryers for
Yeah,
a
it's
while.
fun. And it looks kind of like the building's on fire because it's just like steam.
Oh, man. So that's how we'll be able to find it. We'll be driving around the
Yeah.
city watching for the one that's like steaming. We're like, that was on fire. No, it isn't.
You see like a small group of Italians around a bunch of deep fryers and people just bringing balls of aluminum foil to fry.
No.
Just anything.
The problem is I'd eat what was in the aluminum foil before I got there. I'd be in the car going like, this is going to be so
Yum,
good.
yum, yum. It's like
Oh.
Homer Simpson. All right. Well, we need to remember that this is an input junkie, and
Yes.
so we should
So
actually
I-
talk about things we've input.
Yeah, some Thanksgiving inputs. I'm for it.
Molly, do you want to go first? What's one of your favorite Thanksgiving things that you've watched?
Freebirds. Freebirds.
What did you like about it? Tell us what it's about.
Now, what is that?
Yeah, tell us what it is.
Birds traveling back in time to the first Thanksgiving.
Oh, have you guys seen that movie, Freebirds?
Has this group seen Freebirds? Nobody?
No, it's
No,
an
no.
animated movie.
Yeah, it's really good. I
Turkeys
liked
travel
it,
back
Mal.
in time to the first Thanksgiving.
Oh, Tatiana, you've seen Freebirds? No.
And then they give everybody pizza instead of turkeys.
They were very
Oh.
smart.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. It's Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson, I think. Yeah, I think that's who it is.
And they're kind of like Goodfellas, right?
No.
What
was
movie is that?
That's Animaniacs, where the birds are the bird fellas.
Goodfellas.
What are you-
I just
cartoon
mixed
for a
everything
child.
up.
Yeah, they're just like the
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, exactly.
Yeah, no. Okay, so they're nothing like that.
What
Nothing.
Okay.
What even are the Goodfellas?
And what else what's another one that you love?
Peanuts Thanksgiving.
Okay, now you guys
Oh,
have
you
seen
know
that,
what?
right?
Yeah, of course.
I think she stole mine because that's the best Thanksgiving
When
special.
they make the toast and the popcorn, we wanted to actually do that tonight. That would have been pretty fun.
Toast
yeah,
and
we,
popcorn?
we didn't think
And
about it. until the
jelly
last minute.
beans. It was like toast and popcorn
Oh,
and jelly
I would have
beans.
eaten that.
Yeah.
I forget what else. Do you remember what else they served?
That's all they
And
said.
Peppermint Patty
So
got really
if we're
mad.
doing this show next year here, we are going to put toast, popcorn, and jelly beans on these.
Whatever
All right.
they served, we'll serve it.
All right.
And then I'll get toast, popcorn, and jelly beans.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
I have a couple more. Let's do like a couple more trivia questions, and then
trivia
we'll go
again.
on to
Holy cow.
we'll go to Kathleen. Okay, which balloon was the first balloon in the 1927 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
Any
No.
other guesses?
A giant turkey.
Family Guy.
Felix the cat.
Did you read it?
No, I swear I didn't.
I think you peeked over my
No,
shoulder.
I can't read your
There's
handwriting.
no way she could read
No
this
one can
right.
read
Your
that. It's
handwriting.
right there.
It looks like Fritz the
Felix-
cat.
Felix
now, that
the
would
cat.
be a parade I'd want to see.
What do I get? Toast?
You
Do I
get
as a
toast and
prize?
jelly beans and
get-
popcorn.
Awesome.
You get a warm and hearty handshake.
Okay.
From a sick man.
Yeah. In the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving,
We're in my wheelhouse. Do it.
around what does everyone gather for their meal? Yes, Tatiana.
I like how it's like class. Tatiana's raising her hand.
Tatiana's raising her hand, although it's a podcast, so no one can see you.
That's right.
Yes, a ping pong
table.
table. Okay, who here has seen Plane, Trains, and Automobiles?
Me.
All right, does anyone remember it?
Oh, yes.
Me.
That's going to be my input. That's my favorite
Oh, is it?
movie.
It's mine too. We'll fight over it.
Oh, okay.
In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, on the bus to St. Louis, Del leads everyone in a sing-along of what TV show theme? I'm looking at anyone
No, that's my
here
lazy
who
eye.
said they
Sorry.
know. No.
Golden Girls.
What happened first before this was Neil, who was played by Steve Martin.
No, he doesn't do it first. They sing this, and everybody's cheering.
He did this to save them from getting murdered on the bus because Neil made everybody mad by singing. He was singing 3 Coins in the Fountain.
Yeah, okay.
And then Del saved the day by jumping in
That was
with
the best
this
because he's like, let's do a
TV
sing-along.
theme.
3 coins in a fountain.
So no one has a guess? It's
No.
an animated TV show. Okay, what is it? Oh, no?
A customer at the Blue Box Register.
It's the Flintstones.
Oh.
I thought it was Green Acres, so I had to take the quiz and get it wrong to find out what
That's
the right
what
answer
we
was.
sing in the car to Thanksgiving every year.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I want to hear an input from you.
Oh, I thought it was Kathleen next. We'll
No.
let her have planes, trains, and automobiles.
She can have whatever she wants.
Well, if I go first, I'm going to steal it.
Oh, I got
You go, and then I'll add
You
as
go,
you
Martha.
talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well do plane, trains, and automobiles. This was one of the saddest. I thought it was funny. I'm watching it. I'm thinking, this is great. And I got to the end, and I've never cried so hard in my life. And I thought, this is no longer fun. This is no longer pleasant, but I do love the movie. What do you want to say?
Oh, my
about it?
favorite part is at the end when they're all crying and he gets home. Yeah.
That's your favorite?
That's my favorite part of the whole movie.
That one gave me way
Because
too
it gives
many
you
feels.
feels.
Yeah,
that's what you're about.
Well, the second most favorite part of the movie is when John Candy is driving and they fall asleep in the car.
Yeah.
And they wind up going down the wrong side of the freeway.
Yes.
And 2 big semis are coming and they're blasting their
my
horns.
God.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then there's a family on the other side going the other way, like, you're going the wrong way. And they're like, ha ha ha, Merry New Year, whatever, yeah. And then they keep driving and then
you
they turn into skeletons because they just skate by with their lives going through the semis.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think the Merry New Year, you just went into the one with
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, where
Yeah.
I am exchange student from Cameroon. What is that? Trading Places.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll actually give you my favorite moment from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is when they are sleeping spooning.
Oh, yes.
And they wake up and he goes, my hand is resting between 2 pillows. Those aren't pillows!
Right.
That is the funniest.
Yes.
Chris, you got one?
Well, I like when they're driving and everybody's honking because they think they're going the wrong way. He's on the wrong side of the highway.
Wait, where were you?
Where were you? 'Cause
Okay,
she
you-
just said it.
Chris just got into a TARDIS, went into in the future, did not hear what we said, and then came back into the current time. You
No,
missed what we
we're
said.
playing that game show, the one with the love one with the
Oh, they have to
newlywed
match?
game.
It's a match.
So
It's a
Chris walks out of
match.
the room. Do you think Kathleen? What do you think she said for
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Oh, when they're honking and they're on the other side of the street.
I heard that, but it's the end when they're crying.
Yes.
Oh, then she went
And then
into the semis.
Yes.
et
I talked
cetera.
about the skeleton part. That's just
So
funny
that's
that you
very
brought
funny
that up.
that you
yeah.
guys both
That's
said
funny
that.
that you guys matched. But when I was reading about it today, they were talking about after the car melted.
Oh yeah.
When the car was on
The
fire
car's
and they're trying to
smoking.
drive it and everything is melted, so they can't see the gauge for how fast they're the speedometer or anything. I thought that was funny. But anyway,
All
anybody
right.
else that watched
Planes,
it that wants to
trains.
share a favorite scene? No. Okay,
All
no
right.
problem. All right. My second one is Home for the Holidays, which
Yeah.
I love. I could probably recite this
inappropriate for
movie
me.
by heart. I love this movie so much. It's Holly Hunter, Robert Downey Jr., Charles Durning.
Yeah,
I
Charles
think is
Durning's
the
the
dad,
best
and
in
then
that movie.
and the mom is Anne Bancroft.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, fantastic!
And it's the one guy is the cute, like, gonna be boyfriend.
oh,
What's his name?
Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah, that guy.
Or no,
and-
is
Dylan
it
McDermott.
Dylan McDermott. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah.
I always mix those two up.
Yeah, dark-haired guy.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie.
The funny part of that one is when they're first going to the airport and they're Charles Durning and Anne Bancroft are picking up their
my gosh, the
daughter.
coat.
Yeah, Jodie Foster, right? And then
Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter, and they bring her a coat, and they're like, "You have to wear this." And it's a replica of what Mom is wearing, except it's in hot pink, and Mom's is turquoise, it's purple, and
And
it's,
it's
a puffy,
the big puffy coat.
Michelin
And
man
then
style.
Yeah, Mom,
she
stand up
runs
and
into
show
her
everybody your big
friend
puffy coat.
or her frenemy from high school. Oh my gosh, she runs into her frenemy from high school, and she's in the coat, and she's trying to say, I lead this really exciting life, and this is not my coat, and and she's it's so funny. But my favorite scene is when the dad is out washing the car, because that's sort of his obsession, is to wash everybody's cars, and the boys, the son-in-law and the son, start fighting on the front lawn, and he turns the hose on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
That's
was
actually
funny.
my favorite part, too. I think it's hilarious that he goes out and he keeps washing their cars. And they're like, yeah, that's what Dad does when people come over.
He just washes their cars. Yeah, and then they drove away, and it was all sudsy because they had a fight, and so yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Did any of you guys see that movie? Or like that movie? You just don't remember.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in with one.
All right, go for it.
Because when I think of Thanksgiving, it's funny. Today we were talking about, like, TV shows and movies, and my first reaction is I can think of, like, 2 movies that were Thanksgiving-based. And I can think of, like, a couple of episodes of TV shows. But one of them stands out to me above all else. And it's an episode of WKRP, the original one. So we're talking, like, late 70s.
Bless you, Maria.
When the newscaster, Les Nessman, they're going to have a promotion for Thanksgiving. The radio station is doing this big promotion, and he goes out there to cover it, and he's standing there, and he's like, the whole station's talking about how amazing this is going to be, this big promotion. They're going to throw turkeys out of this plane to promote the station. And as it starts to happen, just as they're about to launch the turkeys, the one character says, no, turkeys can't fly. And the next thing you hear is Les Nessman out there going, it's anarchy! There's turkeys falling and they're exploding on the ground! It's the funniest Thanksgiving TV episode ever.
That is classic.
Wait, I can find that on like Hulu or what? Where
I'm
can I
sure
see that?
you can YouTube.
YouTube it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
absolutely.
great.
You want to see that, Molly?
That-
Oh, I do.
That's a show that if you didn't watch it, they redid it in the 80s, and it wasn't good. It had Tawny Katane in it, and it was called the new WKRP, and it was okay. But that original one, it was like a 2-year run or something. Really funny. And the thing is, when you watch that one and you start to know it, you will always know those characters. That's how like classic it is. It's like
I agree.
it's like the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Like everybody knows who Ted Baxter is
Yep.
because of that show. You will always know Les Nessman and Venus Flytrap and Dr. Johnny Fever forever. They're just
Yeah.
these classic characters. But the turkeys, that's the moment for me.
That's fantastic. All right, Kathleen, lay one on us.
Wait, another one? Wait,
Do you have more? Or you don't have. I don't
no,
mean
but you
to put
said
you on the spot.
this was an input, so it could be anything.
It could be
Anything
anything.
It has to
Thanksgiving.
do with Thanksgiving. So here's a shameless plug.
Okay.
At the Blue Box Cafe, which is on 176 East Chicago Street in Elgin, we happen to sell
Follow
a
the links at the
sandwich.
website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Shameless plug number 2.
Shameless plug. We happen to sell a sandwich called the Gobbler.
Okay.
And it's delish. It's everything. I think actually it's from Maria's family's day after Thanksgiving party. We just put it between two pieces of bread.
Yeah, but it's not deep fried.
Yeah, it's not deep fried, but
If you deep fried
Yeah.
it,
There you go.
yeah, and it's got the stuffing and the cranberries. We do put Swiss cheese on it to give it a little tanginess. It's got oven roasted turkey.
you have mayo or something, but you have like a spicy mayo or
You
something,
can
right?
get spicy. We have a sriracha mayo. We're
That
going
Yeah.
is okay, sriracha mayo at this place.
Don't
Crazy.
start
Yeah,
talking
sriracha mayo
about
on
the
that.
Sriracha mayo.
Yeah, that's the money right there.
It's money.
Oh, that would have been
I'll
so
hook you up.
good.
It's money though, but that's my input other than a movie because that is the bomb made by my husband Christopher Mao.
Nice
You know what,
job,
Chris?
Chris.
Awesome.
Woo!
When we were in Maine, there was a sandwich place that had. It was one of these places that
It's
had
still
the
there.
Giant. I don't know if it's still there. We
Big
don't know.
G's.
Big G's. Yeah, I used to have the T-shirt. It had this giant board with all their sandwiches. It was one of those places, and they had funny names for everything. But I got the Thanksgiving
Can I share
sandwich.
something first?
Oh,
I want to share something
What?
about it. The sandwiches, each quarter of the sandwich was an entire piece of bread. So the sandwich was technically 4 entire
Sandwiches.
square,
my
pieces
gosh.
of bread.
Yeah, it was
Sandwiches.
essentially a 12 by 12
Yes.
sandwich if you got the large.
I mean, we're not exaggerating.
Which-
It was truly.
I got 2,
4
but I did
sandwiches
share.
put together.
Could you get 4 different sandwiches?
Yes.
Well,
oh yeah,
then,
each
you're
quarter.
getting small sandwiches and you're adding them. But I got the Reuben and Thanksgiving. And,
It was called Thanksgiving.
oh
yeah.
my gosh! And then I got a Rice Krispie treat. No!
No,
I got the
no,
whoopie
whoopie
pie.
pies,
I got the whoopie pie, and I said, and I'll take a large whoopie pie. Now we see in Illinois, you see a whoopie pie, and everyone makes these things. I've seen them as small as an Oreo size,
Right,
which
right.
is ridiculous.
technically, that's
and
more like a
anyone making
macaroon.
one that small should be jailed. But then they're usually about the size of like a fat hockey puck. In Maine, they're a little bit bigger, but at Big G's, it is the size of like a 9x9.
A frisbee. It's like a
sheet
frisbee.
cake thing. Yes. So it's like 2 pieces of two
Oh, I
chocolate
need to
cakes
eat
with
this.
white cream in the middle. So I ordered the large whoopie pie, thinking it's going to be like a little bigger than a hockey puck.
It was a frisbee.
Huge. It was awesome.
Did they play a song at your table when they brought it out?
No.
It would have been like Brick House.
Did you
or
get to wear a
something.
crown?
No, but you know what? If it had been one of those eating contests, I would have won.
Yeah.
Like, sir, nobody eats one of those sandwiches and a giant whoopie pie
Yeah,
in one
he
seating.
waddled out of there.
Do you want it in 30 minutes or less?
There's a place in Life of Fred called Waddle's Donuts.
Yes.
So yeah, when I saw your Thanksgiving sandwich, I was like, oh yeah.
The donuts are as big as your head.
In Fred's store, in Molly's math curriculum, she's talking about.
They have donuts as big as your head.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, so my other one is Miracle on 34th Street.
Now I didn't think of this as a
Christmas.
Thanksgiving movie.
Oh,
No, it
you're
starts
right, though.
in Thanksgiving,
You're
and
right.
on Thanksgiving, one of the first, within like the first half hour, I think they're having Thanksgiving dinner, and then it goes through to Christmas.
You're right. You're right.
But I
Now,
love, I love both of them.
You like both the old one and the
Yes.
new one, because a lot of people, when I read about it, people are like, oh, it was a remake. I love the remake.
Yeah, I loved both of them.
I think
Molly,
both of
did
them
you
are-
like
are
both of them?
Really great films.
Of Miracle on 34th Street?
I don't remember both of them, but I like Miracle on
Which one do you remember better?
The one with Mara Wilson,
The older one, the one where they have
the one that's black and white, or the one in color.
Black and white.
the
Black and
the
white.
older
Really?
one.
So
Okay.
you know the new
That's my
one was
girl.
directed by John Hughes.
Okay.
So
I don't know
That'll
who
be
he
on our
is.
80s reboot.
we'll be covering him on
Oh, that's okay.
80s reboot at some point here. All right. Did you want to do more trivia, Martha? Martha loves the trivia.
I have 2 more. One of them, I don't know, this audience, Peg and George might know this. If anyone here knows Woody Allen movies.
Okay.
Oh, Maria? Okay, no. Which Woody Allen movie features a Thanksgiving party? Now,
Hannah
Rob
and
and I have seen almost every Woody Allen movie, so we know
up
the
to a
answer.
point.
What did you say?
Hannah and her sisters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good call.
And Chris actually started it. He said it. We know that movie. Yeah.
Which I actually have on Laserdisc.
What?
Yeah, I
We are those people.
do. Halfway
that have
through,
laser discs.
gotta flip it.
That
Oh,
is
you
a
have
good-
lasers, Maria?
She has Predator on
Laserdisc. We have too much on Laserdisc.
We need some TVs here in the blue box, and we can have a laser night.
a Laserdisc
It's
party
coming.
for 80s reboot. Well, that would be more 90s. That was 90s. The giant CDs.
Yeah, VHS.
Okay,
Yeah, they were 80s, actually.
Yeah.
well, let's
Laser
see.
party would be with a bunch of everybody bring their giant laser guns.
Not laser tag, laser disc.
Laser tag.
No, I was serious. Laser guns with lasers in them.
It's awesome.
Okay, let's see how many of these we can come up with, and then we'll be done with this. But the original Thanksgiving feast did not feature the foods that we normally associate with Thanksgiving very much. Well, certain ones.
Turducken.
Okay, throw out some foods that you think might have been at the original. Elijah said corn. How do you think they would have prepared it? Like corn on the cob
I
or
want
like
a specific
cornbread?
recipe, Elijah.
Corn on the cob? Okay. Anybody else?
If my Aunt Rosemary was there, it was scalloped corn, because that's what she always made
What?
every year.
Cheeseburgers, as if.
Deep dish pizza.
Venison, yes. Absolutely, they had venison.
Tacos.
Yeah, what I was gleaning from all my reading was that there was only a slight possibility that they would have had wild turkey, but typically they would have had carrier pigeon or pheasant, anything that was running around wild. But the one that surprised me the most was boiled lobster.
Well, yeah.
That was
makes
the
sense,
one
I
that
guess.
came
Yeah.
up
They
on
were on the
every
East
list.
Coast.
Was boiled lobster. So what else? What about?
Well, that's because that was where the site of the first Red Lobster was, and they ordered
What?
out.
Okay, anybody else have one? No? Pumpkin and squash, yeah. And then, but you know what they used to do with the pumpkins, because they didn't have ovens, but they used to carve out the pumpkins and build a fire in it and cook things inside the pumpkin. I thought that was kind of interesting. Do you? Out in your backyard, and then you deep fry it.
You deep fry it. Nice.
Oh, yummy. Oh, that's how I make my squash. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
This show is brought to you by the Food Network tonight.
Yeah, I know.
No
We're all
kidding.
talking about. Well, it's Thanksgiving. You got to talk about food.
That's right.
And then,
It's not just gobble gobble. Maria and I are like, it's waddle waddle.
and then they also would have had berries and various fruits like melons and things like that. But
Barry Gibb.
But I thought that was interesting. And clams. They had
Barry White.
a lot of seafood, and then they might have had goose or turkey or things like that. And they typically boiled their meats and everything. They would roast it for a part of the time and then boil it the rest of the way, so that they would have broth and things for leftover. So kind of a little factoid there.
Yeah, excellent.
That's my public service announcement for the day.
Delicious.
So I think that's all I have. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
Well, for that, you know what, I think we could come up with a few more. You've got a list here of movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
There were some that we didn't touch on. In fact, there's one that I want to
About
highlight.
movies or TV shows?
All of the above. The one I want to highlight is recent. So like I said, when I think about TV shows that have had Thanksgiving specials, there's one that comes to mind. After that, when we were going through this list today, we realized how many of them have had Thanksgiving specials. It tells you how this is not like we all. I can usually remember the Christmas specials for things, but for some reason the Thanksgiving ones don't stand out the same way unless they're murdering turkeys.
Case in point.
But
I'm going to interrupt you. Case in point. Spider-Man, the 2002
What?
Sam Raimi, Tobey
Yes.
Maguire. Spider-Man was set all around Thanksgiving.
wait, was that Thanksgiving they were having when the Green Goblin showed up and Spidey was on the ceiling? And,
So there are a lot of movies we don't think
you can
about
tell what
being
mattered in that scene.
Thanksgiving.
It wasn't the turducken.
No.
It was Spider-Man was in it. Spider-Man's awesome. You want to talk about Spider-Man now?
No.
So go
We're
ahead and
Thanksgiving.
and finish what you were
Okay,
saying.
so I started trying to think, what shows do I remember having these? And the funny thing is, we watched one last night, that I will remember. It really stood out to me. It was an excellent episode. It was the show The Goldbergs.
Oh, Molly.
Now,
I'm
last
cried
year was their
during
first
the
season,
Goldbergs.
and they did a Thanksgiving episode where the brother-in-law comes over, and he's a train wreck, and they have a big fight, and they're like, every year it's a big fight, and, all this stuff goes on.
And
Okay.
he leaves carrying one of their pumpkin pies.
And as soon as this one started, the brother-in-law shows up dressed like Don Johnson in Miami Vice, which was hilarious.
Sweet.
And I went, oh, yeah, I remember last year's Thanksgiving one, but it wasn't one that stuck with me. The one last night, the second Thanksgiving episode.
Well, did it air last night, or did we just watch it last night?
Yeah, it aired at our house. It was TiVo. And you know what? This last night is all relative. If this goes up next week on iTunes,
That's true.
Last night is 3 weeks ago.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we need to be specific?
I don't know. I just
Okay,
kind of
well,
felt
we're not
like
going
it.
to be. So basically, in the episode, it was very it was kind of basic ideas. The daughter wanted to get out of having to help with the Thanksgiving stuff. The mother is a smother, so she's just like trying to force her. So they start doing these contests. It's very like rote kind of stuff, but it was really funny. And the
Tell
one of the
them
things that really
about
stood
the
out with
fast
me.
walking.
Well, the thing that stuck out to
We'll
me.
let you tell that in a minute.
I'm a big video gamer, and they started talking about the movie The Wizard, which was an 80s movie with Fred Savage.
Yeah.
When they go, and it's the first time, like, we went to see the movie because they showed Super Mario Brothers 3 on the big screen before it came out. And it's like, oh, we get a sneak peek. And they had the Nintendo Power Glove, which was garbage. It was the worst. Well, in the show, the kid gets one. They never talk about how it's garbage. They act like it's awesome. But first the dad destroys it because he can't get it off. Then the brother-in-law's like, oh, I'll get it fixed. And just as he says that,
His older brother has it in the turkey's
yeah,
butt.
he's trying to fish it out of the turkey's butt. So he walks in and the Power Glove is up the turkey's butt.
Because
You're
he
like,
didn't want to reach in for the
you know,
bag of
at some point,
giblets.
you probably don't want your Power
barehanded.
Glove back. I think that's the dividing line right there. So to me, it was one of those, like, I'm always going to think about that Power Glove, and I'm always going to think about, like, just how that whole thing played out. I thought it was a very funny episode. So if you didn't watch it, I'm sure it's on now that you can watch.
Molly wants to talk about it. Okay, Molly, what was your favorite scene? We don't normally let Molly watch that show, but this one was a clean episode.
Yeah, certain ones are clean episodes, so I get to watch those ones.
Okay.
So what was your favorite part?
I loved it when they were doing all the athletics.
Okay, like what?
Oh, the mom and the daughter were competing with each other
They
doing
were
athletics.
doing like
Jazzercise, because it was the 80s. And she had the outfit. Oh my gosh, with the total
the whole thing.
and the hair and the thing and
And then her daughter was wearing like this.
Molly, you have to hold the microphone.
Her daughter was holding like this gray outfit, this bratty old gray shirt. Then she was wearing these shorts. And guess what? Then she looks at the teacher, who's a man, and he is wearing a jazzercise outfit.
Yep, that's the 80s.
But what they were doing, though, was the mom kept saying, if you can survive an hour of jazzercise, you can get out of having to help me make the Thanksgiving thing. And so they kept
I love
competing.
when she kept saying, I feel like a daughterless mother.
Yes, the mother's very dramatic, but
Nothing like Molly's mother.
nothing at all.
Nothing at all like her.
We don't watch that show and see me at all, and no. And so then they were power walking to
Barry was like, you're running, but I don't care since I have nothing to do with this.
So he let the girl cheat, and then the mom faked an injury trying to get.
Yeah, it was
something.
really great. So that was my other one
was
that
very
really
fun.
stuck out.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like when you said that Hannah and her sisters was Thanksgiving, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that was really good, and like I remember certain things like that. But I think part of the problem is Thanksgiving doesn't have that iconic thing like Christmas.
Like
does.
a Christmas tree.
It would be
or
like
something.
if you
They have a giant
did like you don't remember Easter ones either.
No, right.
You know,
A giant
there
bunny.
are shows that have had Easter specials. that revolve around the family getting together, whatever, but it doesn't quite have the same impact. The Christmas ones, you have the Christmas party, the bad sweaters, the tree. You've got all these things.
A lot more hoopla.
Cement themselves in your mind differently.
Now, there is another movie that is a total guilty pleasure. Son-in-Law.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was going to say Sharknado,
Shore.
but
It's
this
a
one might be
Thanksgiving
worse.
Movie. It is one of the worst movies, but I absolutely
No,
love it.
Love it.
according to, when you look at Pauly Shore movies, Son-in-Law might be the best one.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though people argue that Biodome is, they're wrong. But yeah,
but
Son-in-Law is awesome.
But Son-in-Law is a Thanksgiving movie. So anyway, there you go. That's all I have.
Yeah, remember that one that he did? You're in the army or something. Oh, that was just. No, you don't.
Oh, now see? Okay, if I'm allowed to like Son-in-Law, he's allowed to like.
I said I like Son-in-Law. It's terrible, but I like it.
Well, he's allowed to like whatever he likes.
No, he isn't.
All right. Anybody have
Imagine if
anything else?
Pauly Shore had a reality show recently. Like, I couldn't even watch it. I can't imagine. Like, they're relaunching Pee-wee now. I'm totally down with Pee-wee getting relaunched. I am not down with Pauly Shore coming back.
All right. Well, there's a movie that I saw in the list as I was looking at all the Thanksgiving movies on Wikipedia. There's a horror movie called Thanksgiving. I was
Yes.
like, I'm in.
Wait, I want to see that.
No, you know what? It's awesome. And it's really bad awesome, but it's awesome.
I just
And-
want to see it for the name. Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Really? Somebody
Wait,
came up
who's
with
the
that
killer?
name.
What's his problem?
You know what?
Here, it's right here.
I don't even
A group
remember.
of students
It's so
are
bad. I
hunted by a
remember like
demonic turkey.
I remember like a turkey that's like a puppet.
Yeah.
Wait, the turkey
it's
is
like
the
a
killer?
rubber turkey, and I mean, it's not supposed to be a puppet. It's supposed to be a turkey, but the turkey's the killer, if I remember right. It's so
Oh,
bad.
my.
It's like
I'm
by those
in,
companies
man.
that make like Gingerbread Man. Have you seen
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
So
All right, I
bad.
get it, yeah.
The Killer
I'm
Bong or
terrified.
whatever. That one's another bad one. Gary Busey does the voice in it. I mean, it's
Of
one of
course.
those, like really bad. Really bad, yet at the same time, 5 stars.
Yes.
I do not
So
want to
I'm gonna watch
Thanksgiving
this movie.
Might be on my list. Yeah,
Well, there was
next
a
year.
preview on Grindhouse. When they showed Grindhouse, they did the 2 movies. It was 2 movies that were put together, and it had fake movie trailers in between
Right.
by these really cool directors. Like Eli Roth did one, Tarantino did, and I think it was Eli Roth did one called Thanksgiving, and it was so fantastic. Afterwards, you're like, make this movie happen. And I know they were talking about it. I just don't think anything ever came of it yet. Machete was awesome. And then Machete in space. And, Machete.
Machete.
Yeah. I'm all about that. I went to see
I'm
Grindhouse.
just in my separate corner right now,
It
not
was-
hearing any of this.
It was after, you don't have to listen, Molly. It
You have
was
so
after
many movies to
Molly
watch when you
was
get older.
born. It had been a while since we'd gone to a movie, and Grindhouse had come out, and Martha, my sweet loving wife, sent me to Grindhouse. I was the only one in the theater. I watched both films. Oh, it was just the best. So the one thing that could pull me away from my sweet daughter was Grindhouse. Oh, it's so awesome.
At least you
Remember
have your
they
priorities.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't. Oh, I love it. I'm going to go home and watch Grindhouse tonight.
If
Evil
only
Kurt
Kill
Russell.
Bill was a Thanksgiving movie.
You know what? In our house, it can be. Let's make that a tradition. Parts 1 and 2, Kill Bill. Yeah.
All right.
All right, are we
We're
done?
good? Yeah.
Well, okay, let's end Input Junkie. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you to the Blue Box for having us here. What a great, awesome place. Make sure you tip well when you come to visit at the Blue Box, because everybody here works so hard. And one thing I want to mention, as long as we're kind of doing plugs here, we do have a website. We post, I'm losing my voice here too. We post all of our episodes from Live at the Blue Box on our website. It's got its own show, Live at the Blue Box, and it's also available on iTunes and Stitcher and basically anywhere you get your podcast entertainment, you can hear these shows. So please check those out. Another thing, I just want to mention we have sponsors, and one of our sponsors is one that I was so happy with today. I just want to bring them up. Tweaked Audio makes incredible headphones at a very reasonable price. If you go to our website and you click on one of their ads, you can order your headphones through that. You get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty I broke them. I don't know if I broke them, but they didn't work. Oh, I've had a cold. I wrote him a thing. I just said, hey, the wire's broken. Something's not working. No questions asked. Sent me a new pair of headphones and then just said, here, just send them back on a plain
And
envelope.
apologized.
And
And
an
said we
apology
want to
for
know
breaking.
exactly what happened so
I
we
mean,
can make sure
what an awesome company.
there's nothing wrong with it.
They are just great. So if you need headphones, you listen to podcasts, you want headphones, unless you just listen in your car. Don't use headphones in your car, folks. Not a safe thing.
Hey,
You
I
like
want
it?
to
The
tell
more
you
you
too.
know. Doo-doo-doo.
I went on your guys' website, and do you have one that's called Biter or something?
Biter
Yeah,
says
Biter.
The Walking
Right? The
Dead.
Walking Dead
I read
show.
on there, yeah, and I read around in there a little bit, and I saw T-shirt Bordello, and
Yeah.
I just ordered a couple of T-shirts. One that's
This is unsolicited. This
yeah,
is
no,
funny.
but this
It
is
sounds
awesome.
Like a setup.
No. Just because you're talking about great service, I just ordered it from them like 4 days ago, and I got the T-shirts today delivered to me.
Really?
And to boot, they had a Christmas card inside there signed by the owners of the company saying thank
Really?
you. Yeah, and it wasn't like stamped on ink. They had ballpoint. Thank
Wow.
That's awesome.
you. That's
Very cool.
service. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, well, boy, we gave some plugs I wasn't expecting. So that's it, everybody. Thank you again for listening to Input Junkie. Let's say who it was again. I'm Rob Southgate.
Martha Southgate.
Kathleen Mao.
And quick, Molly, back to the microphone.
Molly Southgate.
There we go.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great
Happy
night, everybody.
Thanksgiving.